Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. Lots to discuss today. Obviously, we've got the game tonight between Manchester United and Chelsea. We'll be digging into the bulletin, doing the team lineups, talking about the team news as well, how Chelsea can set up to beat Manchester United and why these points are so important. We're going to start talking with the new owner saga, some breaking news on the new owner scenario, and also in regards to the breaking news into Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola has sadly passed away, and we're going to get into all of that as well very shortly. But make sure, guys, that you're smashing that like button. Let's get them likes up, guys. Let's get them likes up. Share on all your socials as well. Let everyone know that GNA TV is live. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But we need to get these likes up. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50 likes. Let's see how quick we can get them up. Before we move forward, guys, big up to everyone in the chat. Let's get on with this. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And we're going to start off with the saddening news that we have heard, breaking news in regards to Mino Raiola passing away. We're going to get into that in a second. I just want to quickly go through the chat quickly. AK, big up to you. He's hoping we slap him. RD, the big Pulisic fan, is in the house. Big up to you as well. Sosa, nice to see you. Says Charity FC are back. Let's hope not. Matata United says, thanks, RD. Big up to you. Kaya, LFC, hello. Eric Backer, RIP Mino Raiola. Same with Matey K, big up to you as well. Lou Manu, nice to see you in the house as well. Who else we got here? Blue, nice to see you. Pogba in the mud. No Pogba tonight. As we know, there's a couple of injuries for Manchester United as well. Surfs, nice to see you in the house. We're going to get into all of that in a bit. Nick Blue, nice to see you, my man. Says good evening. Yeah, Liverpool absolutely slapped Real Madrid last night. Not Real Madrid, Villarreal last night. And it was a battering. It was a battering later on in the game. I think the first half they'd done well. Villarreal, they started well, but they were always going to knock in on the door. It was always going to end up going one way for me. And as soon as one goal went in, the floodgates opened up. It could have been 3 or 4. Big up to Big Rom. FSFZ City, nice to see you as well. Kevioe, nice to see you as well. Yeah. Not great news, eh? Big up to Dexter Jones as well. Andra as well. RIP Mino Raiola. Let's get into the breaking before we start talking about the new owners, and then we'll get into the game today as well. But the breaking news, as of in football at the moment, is the sadder news around Mino Raiola. Mino Raiola has died after an illness, was broken by Tancredi Palmieri. Tancredi Palmieri. So, yeah. I tried to do a little bit of research into how, because it's always like good to understand how this has all come across. Was he sustaining a long-term illness or something like that? And I managed to find this on the Metro, which basically broke down his long-term issues. Basically, Mino Raiola, football agent, has died at the age of 54. High-profile football agent Mino Raiola has died after the age of 54 after battling lung disease. So this is something that he's had for a while, supposedly. He's had for a while. We know that Raiola represents Paul Pogba, Erling Haaland, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Some of the biggest names in world football are represented by this guy. And as much as people maybe don't like how he is and how hard he is one of the best football agents in the world. He's going to be known as one of the best ever football agents ever to go down in the world, just by the high profile number of players that were a part of what he does. He was born in Italy in 1967, emigrated to Haarlem in Netherlands. He was a promising footballer. He took over the reins as head of HFC Haarlem's youth team, aged just 20 in 1987, before beginning his career as a football agent. Raiola initially worked for Sky for Sports Promotions, a sport agent company, and helped broker a number of high-profile transfers, including switching the likes of Dennis Bergkamp, Michael Creek, and Brian Rice. So these are for the people that are who were back in the old days that will remember them names. He would go on to represent more than 20 of the game's top stars across European football, and was last year said to be worth around 62 million to his name. Manchester United's Paul Pogba Borussia Dortmund's striker Erling Haaland and Sweden's legend defender Zlatan Ibrahimovic all work with Raiola. And I just want to say, obviously, our hearts go out to his family, everyone close to him as well. Big name in the football industry, big name, and it's a saddened loss for many as well. The big question mark is what happens with these big names now. They will need to find new agents. I'm assuming so. This is how it works. Or will someone just pick up on it and continue? I don't know. That'll be in the hands of these high-profile players moving forward. But sadder news, really, really sadder news. Not what you want to hear as well. It's first thing for the news. But big up to Jones. Who else is in the chat? RD. As well. No, it's not trolling. Raiola has passed away by solitary journals yet. It's confirmed. Mike Green, it was lung disease. Lung disease is why Mino Raiola didn't make it through. He must have been suffering for a long time, guys. Obviously, I don't know how serious it is. But you know, it must have been a long-term thing. Big up to Ike guy as well. Declared's in the house. Javil, M3. Nice to see you, my man. It is unfortunate news to start today. So, Strip Bear. Big up to Strip Bear, man. I haven't seen her in a while. Nice to see you. Always easy. Big up to you. Yeah. Yes, Mike, you can. We will be opening up the lines later on. So the link will be in the chat, mate, for you to come in, have your say. I'm more than welcome to invite any Man United fan on today's show. We will be talking about that game tonight as well. But we're going to move away from this sadder news in regards to Mino Raiola, and we're going to jump straight into a bit of new owner news, because there has been some little break-ins today. Some little break-ins that we need to talk about. And Ben Jacobs is the first person to sort of start anything off. And it was basically him saying that Raiola are confident of selecting Chelsea's preferred bidder by Monday at the latest. There have been final meetings in London this week, but all three groups say there hasn't been formal pitches or anything officially structured as an extra stage. What he then goes on to say is that the strategy, cost, and roadmap for renovating Stamford Bridge continues to be a big part of Rain and Chelsea's consideration. That puts Bowley and Broughton in a stronger position than Pagliuca in terms of their strategy and what they've put forward. It must be looking a lot more prettier. Pagliuca, however, has an impressive plans for post-renovations, including generating non-football income. Chelsea have reiterated the need to maintain a football side and modernise business and stadium. That non-football element, from what I understand from Pagliuca, goes back to what Paul Canaville showed. Paul Canaville brought up, which I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if we went through that actually. We'll go back to Paul Canaville's tweet in a bit on this. But it's something to do with crypto and Bitcoin or something like that. He wants to enhance the other side of business, should we say, which is something that might not impress Chelsea, but then again might bring in a lot of revenue and income to then fluctuate into the team. All three groups have confirmed their controlling owner will stay until at least 2032. Something that Rain Group, Roman Abramovich, Chelsea Football Club have asked to make sure is in order. This is seen as a binding commitment. It's yet to be confirmed how legally this will be enforced. It's unprecedented. Ask for a football sale. There's also no clarity yet on where the sale money goes. Abramovich has said it will be donated to victims of the war in Ukraine, as previously reported. Chelsea may have to set up a charity. Doesn't appear funds can be channeled through existing foundations. So whoever the new owners are may have to create a charity. Now that money will have to be transferred by Chelsea Football Club itself into a charity created, not owned by Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich, even though it's Roman Abramovich's money, when you think about it, the only way that money will be sent is on behalf of Chelsea sending it to Ukraine, which means Roman Abramovich would have to allow the football club to do this on his behalf. That's the only way that I see that money doesn't just go and sit in a frozen account, which is something that we thought may happen. Other than that, there was a little bit more news we're going to bring up in the owners news. But as we already know, we know Broughton and Todd Bowley are probably the more stronger favourites. We know Pagliuca still owns Atlanta. His shares haven't been sold. He hasn't even spoke about doing that. He hasn't put himself in the greatest positions compared to Broughton and Bowley when it comes to the stadium. So for me, it makes it look like Broughton and Bowley are leading the race from what we understand at the moment. The commitment of 10 years from the football club again is another good thing to make sure that not only are they committing, but they're also funding a certain amount of money into the club, which we want to make sure and see is happening as well. So big up to 10 women. Chelsea beat Tottenham 3-1, 1-0 down. Yeah, the women are doing well, man. Yeah, so that's the first bit of news from Ben Jacobs. We also had this bit of news as well. We are going to get into the preview, guys. Don't worry. We're going to be talking about the game in a bit, but it's stuff that I just want to quickly just get out very quickly. Exclusive. The final 3 bidders for Chelsea FC have been asked to increase their offers by 500 million following a demand from Roman Abramovich, just days before a buyer is expected to be selected for last season's Champions League winner. Now, why would Roman Abramovich, and this is why we want to bring up, why would Roman Abramovich do that? Why would he do that? What is the reason behind him wanting that? And I'm going to quickly jump from this comment, close that, and then bring you into this comment. Chelsea bidders hit with demand for extra funds to secure 2.5 billion charity windfall. The 3 consortiums that we already know have been asked to aid another 500 million to be paid to the accumulates that proceeds from Chelsea's sale to charity. The final 3 suitors have been asked to pay 500 million more to buy last season's Champions League winners Chelsea, just days before the potential anointment of the preferred bidder. Sky News has learned that the trio of billionaires studied consortiums were informed in the last 48 hours that Roman Abramovich, the Blues owner, was demanding that the additional sum to be guaranteed by its successor to argument what would be one of the biggest charitable donations in British history. But the reason Roman Abramovich is forcing this extra 500,000 is obviously because he feels like it's fallen short on the money that he wants to send or donate towards Ukraine in terms of the charity money, which still they've got to sort out a charity foundation, etc., which we spoke about just earlier. Now, maybe him doing that is just to see how much they really want Chelsea Football Club, testing the waters in many ways. A source close to the process said on Thursday that their consultants have been informed of the request earlier on this week and was minded to agree to it. They said they understood the demands for additional sums had come directly from Abramovich associates. One insider said that they understood the owners was inciting that 1 billion would be handed to charitable causes straight after the sale was complete, effectively guaranteeing a minimum headline price of the club of around £2.5 billion. But the government sanction of Roman Abramovich meant it was now not legally possible to repay 1.54 billion loan owed by the club's parent company, Fordstrom, to Camberley International Investments, a vehicle also associated with the oligarch, and that an inadvertent effect of Mr. Abramovich's sanctions meant it would not have access to the funds requiring to repay the loan. The person said the loan is thought to be repayable on the Chelsea sale. So one big part of the deal is to also make sure that not only are we debt-free, but also that a certain amount of billions, 1.5 whatever billions, 1 billion, whatever it is that he's thinking of sending, is donated to the Ukraine, as he said a while ago, as he said what he wanted to do a while ago. Why he's asking for more money is to really see what one of these consortiums are hungry for this football club. And they're going to know where that money's going, and they're going to know that it's going to be going to a good cause. But what Roman Abramovich still has to do, so he can't do himself, what Chelsea Football Club still have to do, is create another foundation for this money to be able to be sent. So I don't think that can be too much of a long-term issue. I mean, Fordstrom and Camberley National Investments are all all company associates linked to Roman Abramovich, hence why the funds cannot be sent there. So this is something that when the new owners take over, they're going to have to set up something on the side for this to be done. So yeah, there's still lots going on, so much going on, and it will be a lot more clearer hopefully next week. We just want to know who the new owner is. sure you guys in the chat just want to know who the new owner is as much as I do as well. It's one of them things of, we want to get on with it. And when I say getting on with it, there's been a couple more comments that I'm going to go, and we're going to flick on to Thomas Tuchel now, because Thomas Tuchel's come out himself and has said he's very, in regards to the transfer window, which we know opens from June the 10th onward, he said Thomas Tuchel says it could be very, very demanding summer, with talks being held inside the club around players. Tuchel admits Chelsea are behind, but as soon as they can act... guys, 2 seconds. Yes, sir. Yes, sorry, guys. I had an urgent call. I had an urgent call quickly, so I had to quickly had to do something really quickly, because they won't stop calling me. When someone keeps calling you and it's business, you got to answer the phone. In my heart, I want Bowley, but I think Lewis's team will win it. I feel like Bowley's going to win it. Rest in peace is to the man Mino Raiola, who we spoke about a bit earlier on. Unfortunately, died from lung cancer, which he's probably had for a while. So going back to what we was going on to, Thomas Tuchel said it would be very, very demanding summer if with talks being held inside the club about players. Tuchel admits Chelsea are behind, but as soon as they can act, they will try and turn the situation into a positive. Tuchel is committed and passionate. So for him to still be committed and passionate tells me that whatever's going on inside that ball of Chelsea Football Club at the moment, because they can't negotiate out, they can't talk to players about contracts, they can't talk to certain players that they would like to bring in. What they're doing at the moment, I believe, is they're planning their attack. They're planning their movements for the summer. And now I know a lot of people on Twitter don't trust Marina Graverskaya to have a good summer. I don't trust our recruitment agency to even get that done. But if Thomas Tuchel is already in discussions in-house with certain individuals who we're going to have to buy, people need to forget, we are forced to, in this summer, to go and strengthen this squad. These new owners that are coming in are going to be pretty much aware that as soon as the doors are open and the deal's been finalised, that basically we're going to need to get on with things. Do I think Thomas Tuchel, the board, the hierarchy, and the three bidders are aware of the plans going into this summer? Yes. I think all three of these bidders will have been bought into the plans moving forward short term because of what needs to be done. So I don't think the whole thing of the short term buying players is going to be an issue. It's just how quick can we fast track this ownership? Because we're being told that the special license runs out on May the 31st, which suits Chelsea. Because on June the 10th, as we already know, the transfer window opens. That's when business for clubs will start getting done. We know Ten Hag's going Man United. They're going to back him. Arsenal are going to try and get stronger. And Man City are going to do the same. We need to not be that far behind. Even though we're behind at the moment in negotiations with players, coming to that point, we need to be in a position where we can go A, B, C, and D, bang. And if we're going to renew contracts of certain individuals, then we keep them. We keep certain individuals. But we need to be in a position. We can't be hanging around waiting for this new ownership thing to be passed across. The worst thing that could happen is that the government decide to extend that special license onwards from the 31st of May. If that happens and we still haven't got an owner, which I don't think is going to be the case, I think the preferred bidder will be announced at the beginning of May. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. From that onwards, that period, getting the EPL on side, signing off whatever they need to do to sign off, I think before the end of May, we could have an announcement of the new owner. And I think that's what Chelsea Football Club are working towards. And this is why Thomas Tuchel is probably still feeling very committed and passionate about moving forward. I know we've lost Rudiger. I know we've lost Christensen. We could potentially lose to forwards. Werner could be going. Lukaku might still be interested in doing something. Kante and Jorginho's contracts have not been sorted. There's a lot that still needs to be done. I feel that we'll be in a position to get that done. Strip Bear, big up to you. So many watching. The likes, love. Let's get the likes up, man. 24 likes and over 85 of you here. Get them likes up, guys. Get them likes up, please. Yeah. Just trying to see if I've missed anything in the chat for anyone. Big up to Couch Critic, man. Nice to see you. Shocking news on Mino Raiola. Yeah, we have spoken about that earlier on. He has passed away at the age of 54. Lung cancer, unfortunately, is what has took him as well. Insiders understood Abramovich insisting 1 billion would be handed charitable causes. Yep, we spoke about this already, guys. So from that conversation where Tuchel looks very committed, this must be talks about targets, and I feel that once we do clear this owner situation, you will then hopefully see a reaction from the board, and this is where it's going to be key, because Pi has also brought out a comment from Nizar Kinsella who's saying that Jules Koundé, Kimpembe, Jose Jimenez, Josko are all on the Chelsea wish list. Declan Rice and Tchouameni are under consideration midfield, while signing a forward is not ruled out. Chelsea could really be looking to sign 3 or 4 players easily. Will they get it done is the biggest question. Will we see our football club actually make them signings? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, sorry, someone just messaged me, so I just switched it back. Yeah, I've seen that. A lot of people are messaging me the same thing. I've seen that. We've been through it all, guys. We've been through that all. There's a number of certain players that are being listed. Yeah, he has. He's passed away. Mino Raiola has passed away. If you are just came through the door or just tuned in, we did speak about that at the beginning. Supposedly it was lung cancer, something that he's been fighting for a while. Mino Raiola, at the age of 54, has passed and is up in the heavens. Rest in peace. And like I keep saying, my heart is out for him and his family as well. Big up to everyone in the chat. In regards to these names here, Jules Koundé is a certain. You know my thoughts on Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé has to be a certain now. We need 2 or 3 defenders. Am I impressed in the fact of Kimpembe? No. Do I think Kimpembe is any better than Zuma? No. I think that we have to stay away from. I think yes to this. Jose Jimenez, I would rather have over Kimpembe. I think his style of playing, how defensively organised he is as a defender, would make sense. But Josko, now this guy's name's been popping out quite a lot. He plays for RB Leipzig. I haven't watched much of him, to be honest, but I did do a little bit of research on him, watched the couple of highlights of his performances. For 20 years old, he's very mature. A player that's very good with the ball at his feet, can dribble out, has the pace, good tackling. His understanding of the game is very good. His matureness at his age is very impressive. I can see why Thomas Tuchel is very interested in this player. The fact that he thinks he can replace Rudiger is a very big boost to come in and do that, especially at his age. And I do feel that we're going to have to strengthen, even with Josko, and we're going to have to strengthen even more. You know, we're going to have to strengthen even more in the defence. So maybe 2 or 3 defenders is something we have to look at. Ditto Jimenez. Yeah, I've seen this guy. Oh. They're fake rumours. Mino Raiola is not dead. Mino Raiola's right-hand man, Jose Fultz Rodriguez, tells media he's in a bad position, but he hasn't died. Why they said he's died then? Where does it say this? One second. Now we've got to go back. This is what I'm saying about media. Media, that's not good. If that's the case, why are they even talking about him not being dead now? Is he dead or not? If that's true, and that's come from his agent, supposedly Mino Raiola is not dead, people. So media's coming out, big media outlets, all tears coming out saying Mino Raiola's dead. His own agency, his right-hand man, Jose Fultz Rodriguez, tells the media he's in a bad position, but he hasn't died. So maybe he is in hospital, not in a great state. Again, I can't really talk much on it because I'm live at the moment. All we were told at the beginning is that Mino Raiola had passed. Now we're being told that that's not the case. Apparently, he is still alive. I think we signed one marquee defender, then one project, then Cesali guy. I can't see us buying 2 household names. I think we could buy Kundo. I think we could buy this Joska. I think we could probably buy, maybe give Levi Cole, maybe give someone else a chance. His agency is saying that. Oh my God. A lot of big papers are saying it's true, Jem. I know. A lot of big papers have said he's died. That's why I started off at the beginning going through that. I went and showed you the metros. I showed you. Oh, I hate when they do this, man. Why even talk like that? Interested about Joska. However, Chelsea FC must announce new owners. It must be sorted now. It has to be sorted soon. Like I said, before the 31st, Bobby, we have to have owners to be able to even think about signing certain individuals, bringing them in, to keep packing Tuchel. Tuchel seems pretty confident from what I read from the last quote that I showed you guys. There are talks behind closed doors with them as well. I'm just trying to find anything. All right, so let's go back to, we're going to cover this, but what a crazy show. It's typical, isn't it? GNA TV at the heart of all of the breaking news at the moment. So, Mino Raiola's agency, they're fake rumours. Mino Raiola is not dead, via Daniela Mata. Mino Raiola's right-hand man, Jose Fultz Rodriguez, tells Dutch media he's in a bad position, but he hasn't died. That's announced from Simon Evans. So, there we go, people. The fact that Mino Raiola has apparently died is not, we're being told, not true. We'll wait for more confirmation on this as well. I'll even reshare this because it's just crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Yeah. We move. Mino Raiola suppose he isn't dead. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Yeah, this ownership thing is becoming tiresome now. We need to get it sorted now. I agree. We do. But let's move on. Because there's over 100 of you people here. Make sure you smash the like button. We've gone through the news about Mino Raiola supposed to being dead. Now, supposedly he's alive. He's not in a great position, but he is still alive. He hasn't passed. Bear that in mind. We spoke about the new ownership situation. Supposedly Monday will be the announcement. Roman Abramovich has asked for an extra 500 million to be put forward by all three preferred bidders, which is supposedly going to be used. 1 billion of this money is still going to be put forward to the charity. They're also talking about Chelsea still writing off that loan that's owed to Roman Abramovich as well, which is still on Roman Abramovich's plans, which means Chelsea will be a debt-free club. So much going on. Yeah, we still just want to know who's announced it. Thomas Tuchel seems confident behind closed doors and is apparently planning his targets for summer, saying that it's going to be very demanding, a demanding summer for the new owners, for the board, for people to get things happening. Losing Rudiger, Christensen, maybe more people going out the door that we're not even aware of yet from forwards like Werner, Lukaku, the likes of Kante and Jorginho, for example. Their contracts still outstanding. There's a lot still going on at Chelsea that still needs to be clarified. From what we understand, from where we are at the moment, there is still no real clarity. But all we really need to know is that by the end, I think by beginning of May, we should have a new owner announced. Then it's just quick hack. Then it just falls down to how quickly can it be fast tracked to allow the football club to then get on with life, and then allow the likes of Thomas Tuchel from June onwards to work with the board, the new owners, on getting their targets in and signing off the contracts. That's the most important thing. The announcements are cool, but how quick can they fast track the deal between, and sign it off between not only the Premier League, but the government, Rain Group, Chelsea, etc., Roman Abramovich, etc. So lots and lots still to go on. Chelsea planning their targets, even though Thomas Tuchel's already announced himself that they are behind as well. Yeah. Well, like I said, his big profile players are Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Paul Pogba, and Haaland. But from what we understand at the moment, guys, we are being told that Mino Raiola isn't dead. So let's move on, because we have got a game tonight. We haven't even started talking about the game yet. Let's talk about the game. We've gone through all the breaking already, about 30 minutes in. Chelsea have got Man United tonight, sitting in third, playing their game in hand tonight. Big up to Jeremy in the house. Nice to see him. My guy Jeremy is a Man United fan. Good to see you in the house. Get involved in the chat, Jeremy. But guys, get these likes up, man. Why have we not got 50 likes? Well, we're nearly at 50 now. Let's get this over 50. Everyone smash that like button now. Let's get this over 50 likes. Close it to 100. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're on our road to 6K subscribers. So if you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the match preview as well. RG's a United fan. Anyone that's a United fan in the chat now, let me know, because it's good to actually know how many United fans are in the house. All right, let's get into this. In terms of Chelsea, team news. Thomas Tuchel yesterday had his press conference. He's announced that Antonio Rudiger and Reece James have returned to team training and are available for tonight's game. He's also confirmed that Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tony was in training yesterday, the same for Reece James. Said Tuchel, we have another training coming. Hopefully they can do a full training and give us a green light. Having Rudiger and Reece James back is a massive boost for Chelsea. In terms of players out for Chelsea, Ben Chilwell, who already knows training with the academy, doing soft passes or whatever, getting slowly apparently picking up and making runs now and stuff. So Chilwell supposedly is going to be involved in the pre-season to Orlando, I believe it is, in America, where Chelsea will be going over for the pre-seasons as well. Mateo Kovacic is still unavailable. He hopefully should be available for the Liverpool final. That is here on May the 14th, which is about 2 to 3 weeks away. So Mateo Kovacic will be back. Callum Hudson-Odoi still remains sidelined. Don't really know what the reason is. And also some more news for you. Cover will be still out. Ben Chilwell will be out. Callum's still out. Andreas Christensen, Krusty the Clown, will face a late fitness test after illness, while Ross Barkley is out through illness as well. So Ross Barkley, Ben Chilwell, Cover, Andreas Christensen are all pretty much out. Andreas Christensen might be available, but we have to wait and see what happens. We still got that team lineup to do as well. But at the moment, we're going to delve into the Blues Bulletin. A bit of stats, head-to-head history between Chelsea, Man United and Chelsea at Old Trafford. We're going to go through all that as well. So much has been thrown at Chelsea FC this season. It's destroyed the integrity of the Premier League. It's tainted even the Champions League, is what Bobby's saying. Big up to Bobby in the house. Mike Green says Red Army. There's a lot of Man United fans here. 3 actually. Say a lot. Now, how many Chelsea fans are here? Now, I want to see it in the chat, whether it's just a yes in the chat. I mean, Strip Bear has already put a super sticker in. You can always smash out a super chat, guys, if you want to as well. Let us know how many Chelsea fans are in the chat as well. Thank you for the donations, Stuart Bear, as well. Time to break the cycle today. I haven't won in a long time there as well. Devin's in their house. United fan Abdi's in the house. There's a lot of United fans coming out of the woods, man. Good to see Noah's an English fan. He's an Arsenal fan. English fan. He's an Arsenal fan as well. But let's get into that Blues Bulletin. Over 170 of you here. And then we're going to do the team lineups. And then we're going to open up them lines. Get the Man United fans in. Is there any Man United fans that want to join the preview today? The lines will be open soon, along with the Chelsea fans. Let's get into this as well. So Chelsea are playing Man United tonight at Old Trafford. Chelsea at the moment have won 16 wins. Chelsea have just lost 2 of their 29 Premier League games against Man United when we have opened the score. 16 wins and 11 draws. So every time Chelsea have opened a goal against Man United, they have won pretty much most of them, which is impressive. This is the first time United and Chelsea are meeting on a Thursday. To be honest, I was shocked that Chelsea and Man United are playing on Thursday, but then I thought about all of the delays because of Chelsea going to the Club World Cup, etc., COVID and stuff. So we have now met all of the 7 days of the week, which is the first occasion this has happened for the Blues. So basically, we have now met on all 7 days of the week. Oh, sorry. We've now met Man United on all 7 days of the week. So Thursday has now been ticked off. We've played Man United pretty much every day of the week now. Man United are unbeaten in our last 8 meetings in the competition. 3 wins and 5 draws, which is the longest current run we have failed to win against any team since 2022. Now, we talk about the likes of Arsenal being a bit of a bogey team, but at the moment, Old Trafford and Man United, being unbeaten in their last 8 meetings against Chelsea. 3 wins for them and 5 draws. All right, we've drawn a lot more than they've actually won. That's still not great. United are unbeaten in their last 8 Premier League meetings at Old Trafford against Chelsea. 8. Winning 3, drawing 5. Chelsea, last victory at Old Trafford was in May 13 when Juan Mata scored that 87th minute goal, which secured all 3 points. Actually remember that goal as well. 2012-13. That's nearly 10 years ago. Like 8 years ago. I suppose it's probably 8 seasons, isn't it? But that is a long time, man. That is a mad long time as well. What else have we got here? Yeah, we've got loads of people talking in the chat. Big up. Jem, get me on the match reaction tomorrow, but bro, regardless of what happens. All right, Jeremy. Sounds good, bro. Man United fan on the match reaction tomorrow. It'll be around this time, Jeremy, as well. So if you want to come in, bro, you're more than welcome. Chelsea are going to do the kind of things that... Alfred cracks me up. So, Dr. Alberto Zangarillo Milano tells Mino Raiola conditions. I am outraged by the phone calls from Persuado journalists speculating on the life of a man who's fighting to survive. Fabrizio Romano. There you go. So, that tells me that he's not dead. He's still alive. He's fighting to stay alive. Whoever's the person that originally announced that, who we put out at the beginning, God, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. That is not good. That is not good. Mentioning things like that about people's lives is not good. All right, Mike. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. Let's get back to this. Our 6 Premier League victories at Old Trafford have came under 6 different managers. Glenn Hoddle, Ruud Gullit, Claudio Ranieri, Jose Mourinho, Ancelotti and Rafa Benitez. The biggest league win for each team plus CFC's biggest at Old Trafford. Man United beat us 6-0 in 1960. Chelsea have beaten them 5-0 in 1999, which I actually remember as well. And then that was at home. Away, our biggest win was 4-0 against Man United, and that was back in 1968 as well. The last time we played each other was a boring 0-0 draw as well. Chelsea stats. Chelsea are hoping to extend our new club record of consecutive away wins in all competitions to 9 games, something that Chelsea haven't done as a club record. So something that we could, it's a good thing because we have the second highest best away win record in the league. Second highest. It's pretty impressive. Since our defeat at Manchester City on January the 15th, Thomas Tuchel's side have won 11 and drawn 2 of our 13 matches away from Stamford Bridge. That is pretty impressive. 11 and drawn 2 out of 13. So out of 13 matches away, we've won 11. Chelsea have won our last away 4 Premier League games with an aggregate of 14-1. Only 1 goal conceded away in 13 games with 14 goals scored. It's pretty impressive, man. That is pretty goddamn impressive. We have the second best away record in the league. Who just said that just now? The Premier League this season, behind Man City with 36 points, 11 wins from 16 games. Our 2 defeats came at West Ham and City. There were 2 games that we lost away. Only Man City have conceded 8 fewer away league goals than Chelsea in top flight this term. Chelsea have had 26 shots against West Ham. 12 of them were blocked. That's the most we've done in the Premier League all season. The Blues have the highest goal-to-shot ratio in the Premier League, 20%. The highest goals-to-shot ratio in the Premier League by 20%. Chelsea have not been losing at half-time in any of our 32 Premier League games this season as well. Mason Mount has been directly involved in 10 goals in 14 away games for Mason Mount in the Premier League this season, with 5 goals and 5 assists. Mason Mount has been behind everything that was good or has been good of Chelsea Football Club. On his outputs, especially. I know a lot of people on Twitter and on socials are not as impressed with Mason Mount this year based on eye tests, but outputs are the difference. In terms of milestones, Cesar Azpilicueta will captain Chelsea for the 200th time if he's to play today. Will he get in the team? Will he not? We're going to talk about that in a bit. Marcos Alonso's next appearance will be 150th in the Premier League for the Blues. Ruben Loftus-Cheek's next start will be his 50th for Chelsea, with Thiago Silva making his 50th appearance against West Ham. Don't really care about Man United stats. No offence. I know you guys are in the chat. We'll go through it really quickly. 31 points for Man United, have won 31 of their 54 points at Old Trafford. They have their 6th best home record in the top 6 flights. So 6th best home record this season. Since United lost 1-0 to Wolves at Old Trafford on January 3rd, they are unbeaten at home in the league for 7 games and haven't lost any. So they must be losing a lot of games away. They're the opposite to what Chelsea are. I ain't going to go too much else into that. But in terms of the referee, Mike Dean is the referee tonight, guys. John Brooks is the VAR as well. Mike Dean, this is his 5th game of with 5 league games to go this season. It's likely that Mike Dean's final Chelsea game as referee before he retires at the end of the season. So Mike Dean's actually refereeing his last ever Chelsea game as he's retiring. As he is retiring. His only other Blues match in 21-22 was the 1-1 draw at Stamford Bridge against Brighton in December. I was at that game. That was a shit game. Reece James was on the left and he got injured, if you remember. His first was our home defeat to Cheltenham back in 2001. Wow. Man's been doing that for a long time. Listen, we've got over 200 of you guys in the chat already. Big up to everyone already locked in and tuned in. We've already gone through a breakdown already. Mino Raiola officially was told has passed away, as what Football Capital has just said here. But then we're being told by the doctor, by Mino Raiola's agency, that Mino Raiola hasn't passed away. He's struggling to keep his life, but he is still alive. He hasn't passed yet. So even though top tier medias have come out and confirmed that he's dead, he's not dead. That's what we've been told. So all I can say is that I hope, Mino Raiola, that you manage to fight through what you're going through, mate. My heart is out with you and your family. Officially, we thought you were dead. But now being told you're not dead. He's come back from the dead. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Sky Sports saying he is critically ill. Yeah, Well, that's not what they were saying before when we announced it. We were being told he was dead. We've been told Mino Raiola passed. Metros, the Daily Mails, all of these, all these medias had came out and told us that Mino Raiola passed. Not the case. Not the case. What the fuck is going? He's not dead. He's not dead. Mino Raiola's team tweeting from his official account. Let's have a look. Let's have a look before we do the team lineup, because this is just ridiculous. People to even be coming out with this when the guy's still alive is disgusting. Yeah, 2 minutes ago. Let's bring it up. So this has been tweeted from Mino Raiola's actual Twitter account. So current health status for ones who are wondering, pissed off, 2nd time in the 4 months they kill me. Seems also to resuscitate. What? Current health status for ones wondering, pissed off, 2nd time in 4 months they kill me. Seem also able to resuscitate. Oh my God, I don't even want to look at it. I'm trying to understand. So, Mino Raiola's just tweeted that. Is he just tweeted that? Is that him tweeting from his bed? Current status. Current health state. I'm trying to get out. Current health status for the ones wondering. Pissed off the 2nd time. Pissed off. 2nd time in 4 months. They kill me. Oh, he's talking about being in hospital. 2nd time in 4 months. Seem also able to Seems also able to resuscitate, is what he said there. Fair enough. That tells me that he's still alive. Man's obviously writing from his actual Twitter page, telling us that he's back in hospital, critically ill, but he's still able to. Maybe it's not him writing that, or maybe someone is writing it for him. He's still alive, guys. He hasn't died as of yet. Well, if he's dead, RIP. If he's still alive, good recovery. That is literally it. That is literally it. These bloody Ojas bad bald are getting better these days. They are now having access to Twitter. I can't wait to get one for my Haaland Explorer series. 2nd time in 4 months, referring to when he was in ICU. Twitter thought he was dead then too. Resuscitations might be as bad as a bad joke. Language barrier. Yeah. I mean, me trying to read that was was hard in itself. But there's over 250 of you guys here. I'm going to say it one more time before we go back to the Man United and Chelsea game as well. Mino Raiola is alive. Mino Raiola is in he's critical illness. He wasn't dead as reported or originally at the outset. He hasn't passed away as of yet. However, he is in a unit working hard to try and recover. Heart goes out to you, my mate, and I hope it does. Hope you get over it. I hope you get over what you're suffering from as well, which is supposedly is lung cancer. That's what we're being told. It's apparently lung cancer as well. Guys, over 240 of you here. How many likes have we got? How many likes have we got? Any more breaking news on Mino Raiola? I will bring it up. But we've only got 66 likes. Everyone in the chat, please hit that like button. If you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe. This is something we do on a daily basis. New Chelsea owner talk, Chelsea transfer talk, match previews, player rating shows, match reaction shows. We even give you news around the world. If it breaks, we break it for you guys as we speak. Big up to everyone. Let's get these likes up. Over 250 of you here. Back to the game. Back to the game. We're going to open up the lines very, very shortly as well. Back to the game. What do Chelsea need to do and how do they need to set up to beat this Man United team? Now, I want you guys to get involved in the chat as well. Let me know who you want to line up. We'll go through it together and then we'll get people in to go through the lineups as well. Edouard Mendy has to start. Matty, if you're in the chat, mate, I'm sorry. Kepa does not get in front of Edouard Mendy. Better performance for him last game round. Deserved to be starting in this game as well. Edouard Mendy to start tonight's game is almost a certain for me. Almost a certain. We then move on to the back. Rudiger, who we're still waiting on. Well, he's got his second training session and he's got his medical. I think he'll be fine. I think we'll be back in today. He has been training most of the week. Second training today, from what we understand as well. Expect to see Antonio Rudiger lining up in this team in his favourite position, back three. He is leaving Chelsea. That's a story for another day. Big transfer shows to come this year on GNA TV in regards to Chelsea Football Club. Who are they going to bring in? So much to talk about. Who's going to still leave the football club? All of that's going to be spoken on over here. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell notification as well, because that will let you guys know when we are live. When we are live. Kepa in goal. Don't do this, man. Don't do this. Don't do this. Josh, we'll go through that in a second. Still only 59 likes. I know, it's not good, is it? 75 likes. We should be on 100, guys. Everyone hit that like button. Let's go. Who's in the middle? Edie. El Monstro. The player of the season. Thiago Silva. There's not any other player that should be playing next to Rudiger other than Thiago Silva. Experience. You know, and yes, they might have Ronaldo up front. Silva can deal with Ronaldo. Rudiger can deal with Ronaldo. Don't worry. Now, this lineup that I'm doing right now is what I think Thomas Tuchel is going to do. Once we've done what we believe Thomas Tuchel is going to do, we're then going to try and do what I think I would like to see. And then we'll open up the lines and get you guys involved as well. Ross Bartley should go. Yeah, I agree. Rudiger is not match fit. Well, no, that's not true. He's trained today and he's trained tomorrow as well. Wolves F1, nice to see you. Very weird. I know. We've already just spoke about that as well. 100% in fact, Thiago Silva is our player of the season. Has to be the player of the season. Now, this is what I think Thomas Tuchel's going to do today. This is not what I want. Reece James, as we know, has been out. Now, I think we're trying to be careful with his minutes. We don't want to rush him too bad. We don't want him to get injured again. We've got a big final against Liverpool coming up. We are still fighting for third. And we have to utilise Reece James in the right way because he can be well overplayed, especially in the position that he's in because we don't have enough backup. Playing him in this position is a clever idea from Tuchel in protecting him on having to do as much. Playing as a wing-back, he has to do a lot of this. And I think Thomas Tuchel's a little bit worried at the moment on just forcing him to do a lot of this. We lost him very quickly when he came back before. I think we have to be careful with him again. So I think Silva, James and Rudiger is what Thomas Tuchel's going to look to do at the back. Who plays on the left? Who else other than Marberto Alonso? Mr. Alonso himself. A man that's sort of committed himself of recent, talking to Chelsea on Twitter, saying that Chelsea will forever live in his heart. Chelsea will ever live in Alonso's heart. And, you know, that he's kind of begging to try and get this contract signature, isn't he? He really, really is trying to push for this contract signature. Bartley to start. What? No, I don't know who's saying that. I don't know who's saying that. Let's move on. Who's going to be on this side? I think we're going to see Ruben. Loftus-Cheek. Now, I don't love him out there, but he had a very good game last game round in the second half. He set the tempo. Can he do a job there? Yes. Is this Ruben's position? No. Do I worry against Man United having him there? Not really, because I don't feel Man United can do much this side. I think he can deal with the likes of Telles. We know Luke Shaw's out. We know Maguire's out. We know Paul Pogba's out. We know Cavani's out. And we know Fred's out. I think Fred's out as well. They're missing 5 players. Sorry, Sancho. Sancho's out. Sancho, Maguire, Cavani, Pogba. These are all players that are not available for Manchester United tonight. Ronaldo will be primed and ready. Got to keep him quiet. We've got to make sure he doesn't get involved as well. Yeah, but I see Elanga playing off the right, Dexter. And if you watch what Ralph's done with Elanga recently, he plays him off the right and he'll play Rashford off the left, I think. Wan-Bissaka's a doubt too, so they're missing a lot of players. Who's in midfield? Who is our midfield? Well, we don't have much options. But I do think Jorginho will play. I do think Jorginho will have to come in. And who plays next to Jorginho, who I think will play there? There's only one man. N'Golo Kante. We are very limited in that midfield without Mateo Kovacic, and we do miss him progressively. I do expect us to be playing very slow with the ball again, which is really going to piss me off. I'm not going to lie. I hope we don't. I hope Thomas Tuchel gets in their heads to move the ball quickly. But when Jorginho's on the pitch, I just feel that automatically the game slows. Because he likes to control the game, and he likes to move it to his tempo. Georgie Kane, but I'd like to see Georgie Sal. Yeah, he won't play Sal. So he hasn't played Sal for a very long time. He's not going to commit to playing Sal now. Do you know what I mean? No, Chile will be in pre-season training. That's correct. Chile will be in pre-season training. Seppers is in the house as well. Nice to see you, my bro. Let's go to the forward line. Who starts? Well, Mason Mount is a definite. Man with the outputs. The highest outputs in a Chelsea shirt this season will be starting this game. But who will be starting next to him? Is it Romelu Lukaku? Is it Timo Werner? Is it Kai Havertz? Is it Hakim Ziyech? Or does Christian Pulisic get an opportunity after his display over the weekend? What do you think, guys? What do you think? Now, I think Thomas Tuchel... is going to play... I don't think he'll rest Mount, not in this game. So what people are saying, we got Mount, Werner, Kai. I feel that he's not going to change it. I think you're going to see Mount, Werner, and Kai Havertz. Now, Kai Havertz is not in the greatest of forms. Could you rest Kai Havertz and play Pulisic? Maybe Ziyech, maybe Lukaku and Werner. Could it be a Lukaku and Werner thing? Could we have more of a 3-5-2 with Mount there, Werner there, Lukaku up front? Potentially. Can he do that? I don't think he will. I think he will play a 3-4-2-1. And he'll play Mount there and he'll play Havertz. I think he'll play Havertz again. I think it'll be like that. That's what I think he will do. And to be honest, if I had my decision, what I would do, I'll do that. I'll do this. I'll take him. I'd put. I'd probably throw Chalobah in for his speed. If Christensen's not fit, or as I'd play Christensen there, and I'd play Reece James wing back, and I'd play like that. Because Reece James gives us more offensively going forward. He offers more. You know? And that's why I think that's what I would do. What we have to do to beat Man United is press high. Win the ball high up the pitch. Don't give them time on the ball. Shut them down. Yeah, shut them down high up the pitch. And intensity. When we have the ball, quick in transition. And that's very hard to say for Chelsea. Be quick in transition and move the ball quick. If we don't do that, we will not be effective and it'll be a slow game. They will sit back and we'll find it hard to break them down. Guys, I am going to open up the lines now, but I need you guys to get this up to 100 likes. It's over 270 of you guys here right now. How quick can we get this to 100 likes? That little thumb below, guys. If you hit that little thumb, how quick can that thumb make it to 100? Get it to 100 for the panel. If you want to see the panel, get it to 100 likes now. Let's do it. How quick can we do it? Then we'll get the guys in. We'll get their thoughts and opinions. But like I said to you, if Chelsea are going to beat Man United today, intensity, win the ball back higher up the pitch, don't allow them time on the ball, and make it hard. We did, Wave. We spoke about all of it. We spoke about Mino Raiola. Is he alive, not alive? We spoke about Ben Jacobs' news. All of that I spoke about for the first half hour of the show, guys. So if you want to come in and talk about that, you can do. Or ideally want to talk about the game as well tonight, predominantly would be better. Big up everyone, man. Big up everyone. We're 8 away. 8 likes away. 8 likes away from 100 likes. How quick can we get them likes up, guys? Please subscribe as well. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. What we got? Oh, we're on our road, man. We could get another 28 new subscribers on the show today. We'll be at 5.2k subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel as well. 95 likes. 95 likes, guys. We're 5 away for the panel. We are 5 away from the panel. Let's get that panel in. We are. We're not far. We're not far. We are moving. GNA TV's moving at some rapid speed these days, man. Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone. Hassan, what you saying?
Yeah, what are you saying, Jim? How you been, man? I haven't seen you for the last couple of days.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Lots happening. You know, lots have been happening.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, man, with the owners and all of that, but let's not talk about that. That's for another stream. But today's game, man, apparently they've got no Sancho. Who else they got? No Maguire.
I
don't know the rest.
No Pogba, no Cavani, and no Fred, from what I understand. And no Shaw.
Right. So they're missing a lot of their key players from top to bottom.
Yeah.
As much as they hate Maguire, he's a first choice centre back for them. And I ain't gonna lie, Jem. This is the game where I think it's just gonna be like an Arsenal 2.0. It's a repeat, man. It's either gonna be a draw or a loss for us. I don't know why. Like the two most annoying teams that turn up against us is Arsenal and United.
Yeah,
like they just come to take our points. You remember last season, Jem, when everything was going horrible for them? No, actually it was last game as well when the Sancho ended up scoring past us as well. So I just don't know what to say, man. Like realistically, I'm looking at this game thinking we should be winning it, but I'm not going to be surprised if they turn up like prime AC Milan against us, or they set up 5-5-0 against us and take a draw.
Well, Chelsea haven't beaten Man United since
2017. Wait,
No,
13 at home.
Sorry, 2013 at Old Trafford is what I'm saying. We haven't beaten them.
All right, we haven't beaten them since 2017 in a Premier League game. So that speaks about.
But Old Trafford, I'm saying at Old Trafford, we haven't beaten 2013, which is even longer. Prime matter. Yeah, it's been a long time. Look, we need to set. We should with the players that we have. We should be taking it to them, and we should be beating them. I don't care. I'm sorry. This Man United, I agree with what you're saying in regards to this Man United team. You know, very weak and not the same. I agree. But when you look at this, ourselves, we have no excuses not to get 3 points or even, a point. But I still expect the 3 points. We should not be losing to this Man United team, to be honest. But it wouldn't surprise me because we know what Chelsea Football Club are like. We just have them moments against certain teams. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Declared, what are you saying?
What's going on, Jim? Panel? It's been a while.
How are things, mate?
To be back on. Yeah, interesting times. Every day there's a bit of news. Even the Raiola, whether he's dead or not, is pretty pretty interesting in itself. But
Yeah, yeah.
speaking of Man United, I think this is probably the best time to verse them. I think there was different circumstances in each of the recent games. I mean, from 2017, did I say? We've gone through Sarri, Lampard, now Tuchel. Even the last time when Tuchel versed them was when they sacked their manager, so they had the bounce. They look like they're on holidays already. So I think the question is, who does Tuchel treat this game harder than the Everton game, and which who does he rest? I think that's
Well,
what it really comes down to.
it is our game in hand, and we do need to grow that gap. We're only 5 points at the moment in front of Arsenal. And once we play this game, we're on the same level of games as everyone else. So if we win today, it's 8 points. That for me is a good gap, and we only need at that point 8 points to solidify our position going forward. And we can beat Everton on Sunday. All right, there could be a bit of a bogey team because of it being Frank Lampard, but again, we should. I know they're both away games. We should be getting this done. And looking at this lineup declared. Would you change much about it, or do you think Thomas Tuchel's going to play Lukaku? Do you think James will play right centre? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
A lot of people ask for Lukaku, yeah. There's probably a chance that James doesn't even play. I think he didn't pull up the best, but I'll put him there. I mean, I don't want Christensen and his sort of stomachs.
Mm.
I don't want Lukaku, even though, I mean, he in a game against his former club, he should be turning up, and I still don't even think that's enough for him. So, yeah, it could be Loftus-Cheek as well. I think maybe Ziyech gets a look in.
For who? Kai Havertz or Mount or Werner?
Yeah, it could be Kai.
Okay.
I think Kai's. Look, I think there's going to be some interesting changes. I think there's the Everton game is less than 3 days, and I think that's going to be in mind. I think some players are going to have to either sub off early or maybe not start. Ziyech is probably fresh. Kai has played a number of games. Silva's iffy. Even Kante is a bit. Yeah, we got a lot of question marks on some players. But like I said, maybe Werner's more ideal for this game. Because Everton are going to be. I'm telling you now, Everton's going to be a harder game than this one. Everton's going to be hard to break down. When they've been versing the bigger teams, they look better because they sit pretty deep and counter, and they've been hard to break down. And we haven't been the best in converting our chances. So that's going to be a harder game than this one. They're going to give us a lot of chances in this one. So I want to see some fresh players, and they're probably going to rest players too.
Are you worried about any of the Man United players? I mean, Ronaldo, Sancho's. They've got a lot of injuries. To be fair, Pogba, Sancho, Maguire, there's a lot of players out for them themselves. But do you worry about any United players today?
I'm more worried that they give some players a chance that will actually turn it on. The rest of the first team, to me, are on holidays. There's some of the players that haven't been playing that actually have been performing well for them. And if they decide to go with I think their B team will play better than their first team. And I'm worried about that.
Especially players like Bailly, who always turned up against us, man. I don't know if he's fit.
Matic will turn up against us too. We'll have masterclass just for one day. Things like that. It'll be just some fresh players, even young players. They can just turn it on, have something to play for. If they play the first team, those guys are on holidays. So it'll be a breeze. So I hope they just keep going the same way because they've checked out for me. Like I said, Everton's a harder game.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, it all depends if Ronaldo turns up or not. I mean, he rarely turns up against Chelsea. The only time he turned up was in the Champions League, but it is what it is on that day. On the Premier League, I don't
Norwich.
think... I mean, his mount gets slated for that, but it is what it is. But when's the last time Ronaldo turned up against us besides that moment? I don't think he's got a good goal scoring record, but literally, I think that team's Ronaldo or nothing, so I think we're gonna have to keep him quiet.
Yeah, I hear you. Winter Surfer, how you doing?
All good, guys. All good.
Good to hear.
I think we need. I think we should go all out to win this game, and then rotate heavily against Everton.
Why?
Not because of like, I want to rotate because Lampard's in. I just think I just want to get this one done out the way, get 3 points, and see. Like you say, it's our game in hand, so we should use it as what it is, as our game in hand. Get it done, and then that's why I don't want Rudiger and Reece James rushed back for this. We've rushed Reece James back too many times this season. He's not match fit. Let him get a few more extra days of training, him and Rudiger, and then he can play against Everton. But you will see Lukaku either in this game or Everton, because I think he's going to have to do it for rotation sake. So it's either this, and I would rest Kai today because he's been shocking the last few games, very bad.
So could you see a Werner and Lukaku start just to go with at the beginning and then switch it up later?
I can see that today.
Yeah.
And then mix it up at Everton, or he'll do that against Everton. One of the things I can see him heavily rotating because our squad depth is not good enough in terms of how good they are. So that's why if Dave was fit, I'd play him in the back three with hopefully maybe a Christensen or him Chalobah and Thiago Silva, and then I'll leave Ruben at right wing back. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
and then it's interesting to see because I can see even Saul playing one of the games either tonight or Everton as well, just for rotation and everything like that. The problem is, do you extend Mount because he's been sort of drifting out of games. I know he's got an odd assist here and there, which is great, fantastic, but his overall game has not been good the last few games. So are you burning him out too much? Especially we've got a cup final. But he's got to balance it, right? Because he's got to secure this third place or top four, whatever, as soon as possible, and then go on to the FA Cup game. You don't want to go into the FA Cup game still needing to mathematically secure top four or top three or whatever. So it's hard, man.
I've got two questions. You can answer this one, actually. So T1 with the super chat. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the donations. Is after securing top four, would like to see Tuchel experiment with the lineup. Try Mount as an 8 with Havertz as a 10 and Ruben Loftus-Cheek as a DM. Now, forgetting... So, all right, that's his choice. But thanks for the donation, T1. Massively supports the channel as well. Big up to you. I mean, once we do secure top four with the Surfer, would you, if you're Thomas Tuchel, would you maybe experiment with what you want to do next summer with these players and just see how they play in certain games and just say, fuck it, it don't matter because we're through? Or what would you do?
You could do that. I mean, I would go forward and heavily rotate throughout these next few games up to the cup final, and then he could possibly do that. But does he want to start doing that with the players he wants to keep or players that he wants to move on? Is there any point in of doing any new formations with them, especially if he doesn't want to keep them? It's going to be hard, but like I said, as soon as we secure top four, man, bring in Hulk Hogan, whatever, man. Just bring them in, let them play the games up until the FA Cup final. Rest who you want, you know what I mean. Get everyone rested. Send them on a holiday for a week or two, a few days, and just like get them well rested for an FA Cup final. As soon as, like I said, if we get back to back 6 points at these two games,
that should be expected, bro. Today, like, it's going to be a scrap because you guys are not on the greatest of form, and you guys can give the best and the worst of yourselves, and United are in limbo, and the key battles will be between the wings. Do you know what I mean? Like Elanga versus Alonso and Rashford versus the Cheek. You know, that will be like the key battles that you guys need to win, and if you do and don't underestimate them, you should be winning. And also, Chelsea don't have much to play for. If I was Tuchel, I would play the youngsters in it, because you guys are practically secured third and so forth, and it's just time. It's a free hit basically the last few games, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, it's our game in hand at the end of the day. We need to. That's why I said I do think it's kind of important. I think it's important that we do not lose. You know, I think a draw or a win is ideally the win. I think the win would be better. We haven't won this since 2013 at Old Trafford. And I think that's
Matter,
good.
remember that.
Yeah, I think this is a good time for Chelsea to now break that. You know, so look, it's a big game tonight. You know, we need points on the board. We need to solidify third. We've got a big game against Liverpool in the FA Cup final on the 14th of May. Can we get the Premier League sorted before that, where we don't have to worry? We can start resting certain individuals is what I want to see. So Everton and Man United, we have to go and get 6 points. There's no, you know, whoever plays, he's got to get the job done. There's no this thing of, oh, if we had a weaker team and, you know, not to get serious. We have to, you know, whoever plays has to go and do the job for me. Like, there's no excuses now. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to Josh. Josh, what are you saying?
Points, bro.
How you doing,
bro?
man?
How you doing, Josh?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Like, do you see you guys getting 6 points in those 2 games?
I don't know. I mean, you should do now, innit? We have to see what happens, innit? We really have to see what happens. Josh, what are you saying?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I'd rather get the 6 points now and worry about resting guys and making changes at the end of the season.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like battling Watford to secure the third position. So, yeah, I don't know about. I hear Andrew's point about rotation in this game, with it being our game in hand. It's sort of your chance to take a few more risks, but I'd like to bury these next 2 games and then work on maybe doing the rotation like in the last 2 or 3 games if you can. You know.
Yeah, if you can, innit? And Jem, I got a dip, man. But love to you guys, bro. Winter Surfer, bro.
Take care, bro. Nice. Take
See
care.
you tomorrow, Jem.
See you later, bro. Take care. Josh, when you look at this lineup, I think it's very hard to rest certain person. I know Andrew was saying maybe Havertz gets rested, does, you know, etc. I mean, what would you do with this lineup tonight if you're Thomas Tuchel? Would you play the strongest lineup you possibly can? Would you not, and maybe throw Lukaku in for someone like Havertz and like, what would you do? So I'm asking, yeah, what would you do tonight against Man United?
I would probably, as far as Reece and Rudiger go, if they made it through the second training session good yesterday, I'd put them in my back 3. I think playing Reece in the back 3, it takes a little bit off of his workload, which I think is important if you're trying to bring him back in. It takes some work.
Game though, when he plays it, do you not feel like we lose quite a lot from Reece James when he's?
No, I don't think so. He's still able to get forward and work kind of from the inside interior areas to get shots on goal and stuff like that. Obviously, he's a great crosser of the ball, but he makes us really stable defensively with his pace. Yeah, as far as the front line goes, I would maybe play Havertz with Lukaku. I know it's unpopular, but I'd like to see him and Havertz and Lukaku play together.
Don't mention the L word.
Maybe, yeah, I know, right? If you're going to rest Mount, maybe you play Ziyech in behind as a 10. He seems to have a decent rapport with Lukaku.
I think people say, Mount's going to be rested. He never rests his Mount. Ever.
I know, but
everyone
never.
understands.
I mean,
Josh is talking about listening, that how bad this squad is. By the way, Josh is trying to who to rest and who to rotate. That we don't have adequate.
Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot.
Because now we're like, we can't rest him because the rest.
Looking at our fixtures, we could get a maximum of 80-something points. I mean, we could just go for it till the end. But I think that a lot of these players are going to think about the FA Cup final. And I think Tuchel is going to have that in his mind as well. But, I mean, it would be nice. I think we'd all agree that 80 points plus a couple of trophies is not a bad way to end the season. It's probably like the best outcome for us at the moment. But like what you said, we should be taking this 3 points, but it all depends if United turn up against us or if we fall asleep during the game, like we normally do against them.
It's got a 1-1 ball draw written all over it.
Forget Andrew, I won't be surprised if it's 0-0. They'll play 5-5-0, man.
They're on the ropes anyway, so for me, it's like if we take the game to them, if we press them higher, if we move the ball quick enough, if we're not slow, these are all things. I know they're ifs because it's Chelsea, I know that, but Like, if we just up our game and play the way we know we can play, we're beating this Man United team. It's like, I'm telling you now, like, they are on the ropes massively. We just got to take it. But you know what we're like. We've seen it against Arsenal. Like, that one slack of concentration, someone slips and then they go on the other side and fucking score. Like, that's just Chelsea at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can happen. And they were
on the ropes. They were on the ropes in December.
That's what I'm saying. So take it. Take it to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, what would Liverpool and Man City do if they were playing Man United? They would take it to them.
That's what I mean. They would spank them.
Jem, you know what the difference is? They won't pass sideways with like we do. They'll pass it through them.
Don't get me started. I can't be asked. We've got Couch and Big Ron. Let's go to Big Ron, because Big Ron is a Man United fan. Big Ron, welcome to the show, mate. But how confident are you tonight? How are you feeling about your chances tonight against Chelsea?
Good afternoon, Gems. Good afternoon to the panel. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Yeah, not looking forward to this game, to be honest with you. Even if we had a full strength team, I think we'd struggle, but we've got a lot of injuries. We're not in good form at the moment, so I think it's Chelsea's game to lose.
Do you not feel that this is an opportunity for certain players that maybe have not been given a chance to step up, which could maybe cause us a problem? Do you know what I mean?
I thought that in the last game that United played, and I thought that in the game before that United played, and the game before that, and they've not done it. So you never know. It could change. It's possible United can win the game, but I'd say it's not probable, if that makes sense. Earlier on,
how can they win the game for you tonight, like from what you've seen of Chelsea?
Well, it's interesting because obviously Chelsea, sometimes you guys have been pretty good, and then other times you've not looked the same team, if that makes sense, like games against Brentford, for example, that sort of thing. And against Arsenal, it's an interesting one. It's going to be difficult for us. I mean, we've got Ronaldo up front, so for him to flourish, he needs service, which essentially is crosses into the box, because that's where he's at his most dangerous. But for some reason, we're reluctant to cross the ball into the box. Like, I don't know if you've seen much of us play this season, but we'll work it into positions, and then the fullback or the winger will just pass it back to another player rather than crossing it into the box and seeing what could happen. So I think it's going to be difficult for us. I mean, if you use the game earlier on in the season when we played each other, we didn't really do much in that game. It was a Jorginho mistake that kind of let Sancho in, and that's how we kind of got the goal. Otherwise, I don't think we'd have, created. I don't think we would have done it from open play, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hear you. I do hear you. Obviously, you're missing Sancho. You're missing Maguire. I think a lot of United fans at the moment would be happy that Maguire's not in the team anyway.
yeah, they would be.
Rashford will probably come in tonight, won't he? I'm assuming.
I'm assuming he would, and I think I agree with what you said earlier about Elanga on the right, Rashford on the left, kind of cutting in and then maybe shooting. You never know. Rashford might kind of redeem himself because he's been off form a lot of the season, and he is capable of scoring goals on his day, so he could be a handful. But like I was saying, it's possible, but I don't think it's probable. I'm hoping it'll be a good match, but I doubt it. The way this season's gone, it's just been one to kind of forget and kind of write off. Like Declared said earlier, a lot of our players look as though they've kind of checked out, and we just want the season to end sooner rather than later, and then we can kind of move forward with.
What's happened to Bruno Fernandes for you? What's happened to him?
You know what? Bruno is an interesting player in the sense that he started really well and set that bar quite high. But if you look beyond the stats, if you watched him play, he played a certain way, which wasn't really great for the team, if that makes sense. Like, he gives the ball away a lot, and then the rest of the team have to try and win the ball back, and then he'll kind of lose it again. And I think it suited him under Ollie, where he had a lot of freedom. He was kind of off the reins, and it was kind of do what you want. And under Ollie, United played a certain way where it was kind of like, look, we let the other teams like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, we'll let them have the ball. And then what we'll do is we'll play in kind of like broken play. We'll kind of exploit spaces. We'll get them on the counter attack, that sort of thing. So we weren't really playing a football that kind of dominated games or anything like that. We were kind of doing it very much like Ollie just was a kind of a temporary manager that kind of kept that mindset of just playing in a way to just get the result or get the win. And some players did really well with that system. It was a bit more freestyle. The Rashfords, the Brunos, that sort of thing. It worked for them. When we have to kind of construct play and try and play with a high line, we're not very good. Playing a high line, what does that mean? It basically means all the players are compact to one half of the pitch, which means there's not many openings. You've got to be very clever how you kind of work the ball from one side to the other side, probing the openings. You need players with a bit of guile that can play that through ball. That we ain't really got that. That's not really our strength, and we're better if it's kind of like an open. If we're playing somebody who's playing a high line against us, then balls over the top. There's spaces to exploit. We've kind of struggled with that.
United play, to be honest. I don't really get their philosophy, like Ralph's idea of what he wants to do. I don't think they do, personally, when I watch him as well.
I think Ralph has struggled to kind of get his message across. It's really interesting because Tuchel took over Chelsea last season, and in a real short space of time, he got everybody on board, and there was a clear direction, clear style of play, and the players kind of adapted really well.
Great.
And you had a great end of the season where you were, Champions League winners. And I think both sets of fans were really optimistic at the start of the season. We had a good transfer window, that sort of thing. But as the season's kind of unfolded, it's changed a bit. And I mean, obviously, you guys are quite unlucky in the sense that, in my time as a football fan, what's happened with your ownership, it's unprecedented. I've never known anything like that. And obviously, you guys are dealing with the kind of consequences of that. But trust in Tuchel, he's the right man to take you guys forward, I think. I
listened to Thomas Tuchel's comments about the owners and transfers, and it seems like there's he sounded very, not say confident, but it was like a thing of like, it seems like he's talking to the board, the hierarchy, about ideas for transfers. So once the owners are agreed, they can then get on with things. And that's the kind of feeling I got from one of the comments that we saw on Twitter, that maybe they're planning for once with the owners are sorted and it's going to be sort of a quick go. The problem I got is I don't know if I trust our recruitment team, if I trust our scouting department, if I trust
as an outsider, if you don't mind, as an outsider, I think it's difficult to speculate in terms of transfers for you guys, because you need that ownership structure sorted out, and obviously players perhaps moving to the club kind of need to know that, who's in charge, what's the direction. I mean, Tuchel can say this, that, and the other, but until he's kind of got until there's an owner, until there's kind of like a clear direction of what's going to happen, I think that's when you guys can sort of start wheeling and dealing in the transfer market. Until then, I think it's all going to be a bit of speculation.
I don't think the new owners are not aware of what Tuchel wants. I think they know that in the short term, with the fact that the players that we're losing in Rudiger and Christensen and a number of other players that may still leave, I think they know that when they come in, they're going to have to put their money where their mouth is.
You will need to recruit, and new owners, if you want to get fans on side, get that checkbook out. But one thing I will say is, as a United fan, I'm not a fan of the Glazers, but they've spent the best part of $1 billion. So we have spent money. It's how you spend that money, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I agree. This is what key. It's key to get the right owner in. It's not about spending it; it's how they spend it, like you said.
That's right. That's the key thing. It's just how you spend that money. So it'll be interesting because obviously, you're losing Rudiger, you're losing Christensen. I know you have mixed feelings about Christensen, but he is a good defender, and so you guys will need to recruit.
Not to me.
And potentially perhaps Cobham. You look at Broja on loan at Southampton, very good prospect. Conor Gallagher, I've been so impressed with him. I thought Billy Esther was going to be, kind of the star, but Gallagher, I think he's my young player of the year. The guy's just incredible. That energy, that's something that United are really missing, that energy and dynamism in the middle of the park. So, you've got a couple of gems. Well, pardon the pun, but you've got a couple of gems coming back into the fold next season, if that makes sense.
Got a couple of me. That's what you need. You only need a couple.
You know what I mean? That's why we're tuning into GATV, man. More gems, the world will be a better place.
And this is what I was going to say, really. I just think our academy is blossoming at the right time now, because we're going to end up having to need these academy players to come in to do a stopgap, essentially, until our structure gets sorted out.
And the best thing about academy players is that they're young, they're hungry, they follow instructions. They've not got that ego yet. where a lot of United, we got a lot of prima
wages are
donnas.
cheap. The wages are cheap and they're free. You can't go wrong if they flop or not.
So apparently, the Premier League referees Andre Mariner and Jonathan Moss will retire at the end of the season as well. So just a heads up to that as well. A lot of referees are retiring. Mike Dean's retiring. Obviously, Jonathan Moss and Andre Mariner at the end of the season. All 3 referees will be out. I want to go to Couch Crick, my boy Couch. How we doing, man?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? Everyone good? What's up? Is that Winter Surfer, Josh, Son,
What's up, Couch?
Declared,
Hello.
and
What's
let's
up,
hear it from
Cloud?
you, Big Ron. Good to see you guys. Everything good? Yeah, no, I just wanted to comment on the game, really.
Yeah.
And the lineup in particular. I didn't hear a whole lot of shouts for Christian Pulisic, and I'm just of the opinion that form is always rewarded. Like we don't have a lot of people in form right now, and I feel like Tuchel's always the guy that if somebody scores a goal, there's a good chance they start the next game just because we don't have a lot of people in form. So I think that Christian Pulisic is a decent shout to start this game, especially due to the fact
Is that
that
just because he scored a goal against West Ham?
I didn't feel like fighting this morning, Couch. That's all.
Yeah, no, you're biased though, man. We can't really take it. But no, I just feel like, oh, there's Maddie. Finally, I was looking for Maddie, man. I was wondering where Maddie was.
Hey, hopefully Maddie didn't celebrate
Maddie,
that. Hopefully he didn't celebrate that West Ham game. Hopefully he just stayed nice and quiet in his cave.
The winner, 90th minute. Are you mad? Left-footed coming in from the left, that finish? Come on.
Does that shot merit him to start though?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, based on the fact that we don't have anyone else that's in form.
Is that true?
It sounds like he's better coming off the bench the way he just.
Yeah, I don't know. yeah.
I don't know. It's like,
Is he better off the bench?
people getting a bit excited. I think. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to come back on this the post match and show you guys exactly what Tuchel's thinking. We don't have anyone scoring goals right now. Nobody. If he starts, I want my flowers.
Look at our depth is pretty ripped up.
Flowers.
So
You hear that?
he should
Declared,
play.
I'm hunting you down. Maddie, I'm hunting you
I just
down.
said he should
I'm
play
hunting
because
you down.
we got no depth.
What do you mean?
Well, we
Would you
got a
not say-
game in. We
Would
got
you not
another
Don't
close
pick the
game.
squad anyways.
Yeah, would you not say Werner and Mount are on form as well? Or not really.
Really?
Werner and Mount.
I think Mount plays just because Mount
It's
has
Mount.
specific tactical deployment, but I don't know if he plays because he's in form right now. Like the last couple of games have been not great. And to be honest with you
Who
guys,
would you play, Couch? Who would be your lineup? Like, what would you do tonight? Then I want to know because there's a lot of players you're saying no to here and should be playing.
I'd go Mount, Pulisic, Lukaku.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why no Havertz?
because he hasn't been in form. He hasn't been playing well.
He's not wrong about that. He's looked very tired.
He does look very tired. What about Werner?
I mean, you could go with Werner. I just feel like you reward the guy that scored the goal. Like he comes in and scores a winner 90th minute, and then you put him back on the bench after seeing 90 minutes of somebody not doing anything.
It's not that, Couch. I don't think we're ever going to find any chemistry doing that because
I don't think at this point in time we're looking for chemistry.
I know, but I get that.
really
What I'm
don't.
saying is every time someone does something good, what we're saying is they should play.
Yeah, that's basically the form we're in right now.
And
To be honest
what's
with you.
let us down? What's let us down throughout this season?
I think injuries would be the most.
Yeah, but we give these guys opportunities and they shit in our faces with their consistency.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Every time that we've stuck with a particular lineup for a long enough time, they go in and it's consistency we're talking about. Young players need consistency. They struggle to find consistency, but you can't forget the rest of the lineup just because you have favorited players. You know what I mean? Like there's other players that deserve opportunities to show that they can contribute to this club as well. So I just feel like Pulisic coming in on the 90th, the energy that he's going to be riding from that moment gives him an opportunity to get into this game. And I think it's from the start. But, we'll have to see. I think Mount, just based on the fact that we don't really have anyone to play that sort of like number 10-ish, sort of like 8 role, I think he plays just on tactical deployment if we go with that 3-4-1-2. But
And Jim, I just saw that.
Another one that sits, and you can probably see Werner in that position.
Yeah.
I just saw that comment about one game of. It's been a few games for Kai, to be honest. And if I saw a stat the other day, he has 800 minutes more this season than Lukaku. He's got one one more goal or one
Yeah,
less goal.
he gives you something more than Lukaku though. Like it's not.
Yeah,
all
he
about
does.
the goal.
I'm not saying that he does offer different stuff on the pitch, but like if we're just talking about in terms of
It's not one game though. It's definitely
he's
not
our number 9. I mean, I want my number 9 to score goals too. I don't need him just to be fluid.
I'm with you on that, and I agree with you. Like it's not just one game. Like he hasn't
Yeah.
looked good.
It's
For
been at least 2 or 3 games where he's been off it.
Maybe full. It's not been good since the second leg, I think. So I think it's wrong.
Yeah, and like let's be honest, like that second leg knocked a lot of guys back. That's an emotional roller coaster. Get to the point where you're about to knock off Real Madrid from like from the depths of like forever, like, and then you come back and they come back and win it in extra time. Like that's a tough thing to recover from. I know we're talking about professionals, but these are young kids. That was it's an emotional roller coaster right now. So he needs some time to just like grab it, recuperate his energy, his mental state as well, right? So
yeah, he's been.
I think Pulisic starts, but we'll have to see. But I will be coming for you, Jem. I will be coming for where's Maddie, and I will be coming for Claire if he does start.
No, don't.
What if we swap Lukaku for Werner?
What a job to stinker.
That don't surprise me. If like the one thing that doesn't surprise me this season is not getting Thomas Tuchel's players like whoever he's going to play right, because he always whatever we end up picking ends up being the opposite. That doesn't surprise me. Like, I would be like, oh my god, Pulisic starts. Like for me, like he does this all the time. He's got a habit of keeping us all guessing, shall we say? And I just don't think in the long run that's the best thing for him to do. I think he would like to find his best 11, and then around your best 11, when you have more games in a week, you then bring in players to play that still give you that kind. You can play, which allow you to play the same system, but kind of give you the same level. Maybe not 100%, but are close to it. Do you know what I mean? But we haven't got that, and that's why we keep switching systems.
That's exactly not even just switching systems, but like even when we give him players a run of games, the form just drops off. Like we've seen Lukaku, Pulisic, and Ziyech. We've seen that for a long stretch of games. We've seen Havertz, Mount, and Werner for a long stretch of games, but the form just continues to drop off. You can't continually run these guys into the ground. What he needs to do is just like switch it up every now and then. And with the amount of games that we had this year, it's very hard to maintain that sort of energy level. That sort of like like we want to press. We want to be a team that's on the front foot and pressing. It requires a lot of energy to play that way. And I don't think we have the guys that have the stamina to be able to produce that match after match. 63 games. It's a lot.
Hey, I still don't get why everyone's calling for Lukaku. Like, you're not the only one, Kat. Like, it's been popular why everyone wants Lukaku for this game. And I still don't get it. Because the last thing I want to see is Lukaku talk with his Man United friends and have a laugh. I don't want to see that. I'd rather have Saul play up there than see that. This guy have a ball with his mates.
So that it's a big team as well. He doesn't play against big teams, does he? You can't bully him. So what's the point? We need someone that can like score a goal.
Lukaku is the only player that can make Maguire look good, and everyone give him a comeback. He's not playing.
No.
I think the reason
make their defense look good.
I think the reason is what Couch just said. Like Tuchel has tried basically everything this year. He's tried giving guys a run of games. He's tried playing a guy who just scored the previous game. He's tried different mix and matches, and none of them have consistently fired. I mean, we've seen stretches where maybe Kai played really good for 3-4 games. We've seen Werner have 2 or 3 decent games. Pulisic just had some big games. Romelu had a good start to the season. It's just kind of got to like throwing shit at a wall, basically, like see what sticks.
Not necessarily. We've had a good sample size of what you just described, right? And now and now it's towards the end, and it's more about who's with fatigue and all that. And like as soon as we got a good sample size with Lukaku, and as soon as we dropped him, we started having a good run of games, right? And now we're beating them up again. And now we're going to decide on who to play. We've got 2 close games. We do have an FA Cup. Not much, nothing really to chase in the league as much. We're still going to secure third spot, but it looks easier than
everything
done.
you're telling me right now tells me that rotation's needed.
Yeah,
exactly. About to be ready for like the FA Cup. You're talking about 2 matches in succession. Like we're gonna
I
have to
agree.
rotate the
Everyone,
squad, or even the players that you consider to be in form right now are just gonna fall off.
Yeah.
I agree with everyone rotating except Lukaku. Like he's a
You
different.
have to get
He's a
off that.
different.
You have
A
to
different
get off
person.
that declared. You have to get off your hatred and realise that
It's not
It
hatred.
is- it is
Andrew, I
hatred.
explained.
It's not-
No,
it's not-
I believe he's downing tools. Like
Well,
I can make.
He didn't like he was down.
I've been arguing that
the
point.
Other day.
I mean, he looked like he was ready to score the other day.
Yeah, he didn't look like that. So I don't believe.
Well, when he dived on the floor.
He didn't
Was
dive.
it dive now?
He got pulled back. It wasn't a dive.
Nah, well, listen, we're talking about 100 and
You see,
what
I
is
mean,
it?
you can't even
140 kilo person falling to the ground.
Penalty, so it is hatred.
He went to the
It's not-
ground.
You know what I mean?
It's straight
You can't
hate,
even
man.
give
It's
it
straight
credit.
hate. It's
He
straight up
clearly
hate,
is.
bro.
And that's fair.
Straight up
That's fair.
hate.
If
It's
you want to
okay.
Listen,
I get it.
You're
I get it,
talking
man. He
about.
let you down this season.
You're talking about. What else did he do in that game?
I mean, he was right in on goal, and
So-
Mount could have played him in to
How long
score,
was he on
like
for?
pretty
How long
much.
was he
So,
on for?
so that's what I'm saying. Like, look,
So-
what I'm getting at is that his aura, he's downing tools. Players don't want to even pass to him, right?
He didn't.
They don't like him. I can make
If he
cases
was
for that.
down- if he
We
was
can
down
say
in tools-
you can say he doesn't have service, and I can also say maybe players don't like him, right?
Well, I don't
Blair,
know.
do you think any player can redeem themselves, or is Lukaku just beyond
But
redemption?
the issue
I
is,
don't
if
know,
he was
man.
down in tools, he wouldn't be running after
I
that
think he's
ball.
down tools. That's
Get a
why.
penalty. Down in tools means he's not putting any effort whatsoever. He didn't look like that on Sunday.
Yeah.
He looked like he's putting in some effort there.
Do you remember
so-
his touches? He's breaking records of touches, and
His
stuff like that.
touches are his touches. I mean, shall we go for it? I bet you were able to find all of these forwards that have had minimal touches in games because our attack is stinky.
It's
So
dead.
can I ask, what belief do you have that he's going to turn up in this
I
game?
don't
Then,
have
like
the
his
belief.
recent.
My belief is not burning and injuring.
So we're just looking
these
for
other
warm
players.
body. Is that
Yes,
it?
yes,
Yes.
So why don't we just
Exactly.
take Saul there?
Because Saul's
Okay,
not a
you're getting
forward
carried away
player.
now, guys. I gotta run. I gotta get back to work. But this guy's
Look,
really
let's
talking
play-
about Saul right now, fellas.
No,
I'll be
that
back
was
tomorrow.
a joke. That was a joke. Break it up.
I'll-
But why don't we
I'll be
play
back
Werner,
tomorrow.
who's been in
Jem,
form?
Big up yourself. We'll talk again
Werner's
soon,
been
guys.
crap the last 2
Take it as a
games.
catch.
Big up, Couch.
I'd
rather play Werner.
Werner did exactly what I told you guys he would do. He has this little thing that pumps up the old Werner stands and Werner hives. He has 3 games in a row and for the past year and a half where everyone goes, yeah, he's back. And maybe we should give him another year. And then he had that goal against Arsenal.
No.
85
Look, Andrew.
deflections.
He's gone for me. Yeah.
Come on
I'd
and
rather
defend
see
the boys.
Werner hit each side of the post than watch Lukaku
I'm
complain about where the
I'm
ball
not
should have
saying
been,
don't
or
start
him just
Werner.
walk around and.
I'm fine with starting Werner. I think Kai has been ass the last 3 or 4 games. So
I
would-
agree.
I would not. It's not dropping. I would rotate him out. I'm not saying for the next few games. I just think one of these 2 games he has to start because we're going to burn people out. And I just don't think, like I think Josh said, I don't know what combination really works long term in this team because it works
I
for
think-
like 3 or 4 games. Everyone gets.
I think
hyped
we have
that
enough
this is
players,
the-
Andrew, to
this is
rotate
it.
if without Lukaku.
Well, who would you? But then, okay, so
Say if we did Werner, Pulisic, and Mount,
right,
or do you want to rest Mount too?
I would rest Mount. I think he's played too many games, Mount. I'd give him a week's rest. Let him then break Lampard's heart on Sunday, isn't it?
All right.
That's what I would do.
Then you can throw in Ziyech, but I don't like the Pulisic, Ziyech, and Werner,
That's the
right?
problem. There's no.
Yeah, so I'd rather have Ziyech for
combination.
Everton game. That's going to be kind of low block-ish, right?
Mm.
And maybe those swinging balls in the box, and maybe a shot from outside, which is
Yeah.
showing how he's probably our best player for that.
I don't get why you come with high line. Man United have never played high line against us. They've always played low block and counter.
I was talking about Everton.
Yeah, but they're gonna do low block against us anyway.
Everton can't.
Yeah,
defend.
but they haven't been doing it well.
Yeah,
And
Everton
and this
can't
is
defend.
out Relica Ralph. He doesn't have it in him to low block it.
And you're looking at. I don't know what defense. I presume it's going to be Dalot, Lindelof, Varane, and Tellez at the back. I presume it's going to
Yeah,
be this.
probably
Yeah, I
Matic
think
can
that'll
sit there
probably be
all
our
day.
back
Probably
four.
Phil
That
Jones.
lineup.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
that'll probably be the back 4, and then you've got
Yeah.
whatever. Fred's out, right? So Fred's out. So you presume it's going
Yeah.
to be McTominay and.
If I was Chelsea, I wouldn't even press Man United. The way we play, we kind of manufacture our own misfortune,
Yeah.
and it would just be like give the ball to De Gea and let them try and play it out the back. They'll struggle. You'll win the ball back off us, and then you'll be in our third, in the offensive third, and you guys can create opportunities that way. We really struggle when we have to try and play football. It's bizarre.
I don't think this game. That's why I said when I came on, this game's got a 1-1 stinky ball draw written all over it.
I think you could be right.
I don't believe both teams.
You know when you get those feelings,
Chelsea.
it's going to stink it out.
7-0 Chelsea. 7-0. We're going to do it. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do next. Match reaction, match predictions for this game. Let's start with Winter Circle. What are you saying?
So let my head on my heart. I'll go with mistakenly. I'll go heart. I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. Okay, cool. Fair enough. What are you saying, Josh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna say 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea, like Moosey here as well. What are you saying, Declared?
I want to go for something high. Yeah, let's go for like a birthday, like a 5-0. Happy birthday!
I like it.
Big Rob?
I'm going to be optimistic as a United fan, and judging the form, I'm going 0-0. But Chelsea should beat us comfortably.
Yeah, this is Chelsea. We don't do it. We might as well have like one of them heart things on our living chest, because that's what they do to us every game, man. Like, we never do anything easily, ever. Hassan, what are you saying?
Listen, if we don't pass sideways like we normally do, I think we'll go 4-0. But it's Chelsea, man. It's Chelsea, so I think it's going to be a draw. But I'm going to go optimistic and say 4-0, man. Repeat the Conte game, man.
Go, I'm saying 1-0 United. Tim's own goal. That
would set the timeline alight, man. If that happened.
I'm stuck here because I feel like it's Brian that says, Jim, today it's my sister's birthday. Petter Jensen, can you shout her out, please?
No, don't do that.
Chelsea fan.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. No.
Anyway, I'm going to go with. I think there's. I'm stuck between it being a bore draw, like a boring 0-0 1-1, or it's going to be like a 4-2 Chelsea. It's going to be Saint stupid. But like we're going to do Saint. I've got a feeling, right? We're going to do Saint stupid tonight again. I don't know why, but Saints. Jorginho's going to go through Jorginho's legs. He's going to fall on the floor, and then I don't know. Rudiger gets the ball and he goes to pass it to Mendy, and then it's too hard, and then it hits the post and then hits Mendy in the knee and goes in. Or something like something stupid is about to happen. Hopefully not, but if it does, then I still think we're going to win 3-1, 3-1 or 4-2, or it's a 0-0. 3-1, 4-2.
Either that or he starts Harvey Vale on the left or something tonight, or something like that. That'd be some stupid thing that happens tonight. Maybe,
I bet on Chelsea. That's a curse. Don't bet on them straight bet then, man. We don't need you to. Don't do that. £100 on the win as well, is it? Okay, fair enough. All right, guys. Well, big up to everyone. Over 170 of you guys still here. Thank you for tuning into the channel. The big show today, 260 odd people in on this one. So big up to everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. We will be back tomorrow for the match reaction show. We're also going to try and we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we might do an owner show, but we'll see. Maybe next week, Monday, when they announce the actual owner, we'll start talking about.
No, because that'll be pushed to the end of the week. Okay. Oh, it's Monday. It's the end of this week. Oh, it's Monday. Oh, it's the next week.
I've been doing that for 2 months, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be done next week.
But every time I want to do an owner show, I'm like, should I bother? And then saying what happened, I'm like, I'm doing a preview show. So I end up doing that first half hour on owner stuff, and then I go into the obviously the previews and that. But no, it'd be nice to do one long show on the owners once we know. Hopefully that'll be next week. We've been told it might be Monday. Don't believe that. We were told it was going to be the 2 weeks, days before this. Who knows? It's Chelsea at the end of the day. And I think
the X Factor show, man.
The X Factor. 500 million more in. That's why it's extra.
Mino Raiola is not dead. Yeah, he's just not there as well. He was supposedly dead, and now he's not dead. So if he isn't, then hope he gets better and he walks out well.
So did you say he got resuscitated?
Yeah, I'll say like that.
So technically he was dead, and now he's back.
That's true.
I was gonna say for a joke, he found out how much he was getting for the Haaland.
Anyway, guys, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Up the chills. Let's get this win. I want a couple goals tonight. Yeah, this make that 8-point difference between us and Arsenal. And let's go. See you later.